Alright, hey everybody, what's up? So I've noticed that there have been a huge amount of new players coming into Overwatch. So some of you will stay for years to come, and some of you will get turned off or get tired of playing the game after a few months or after a new game comes out. So this video is mostly to welcome new players and give them some advice for my regular subscribers and for people who I've already been playing the game for months and months on end. We'll be discussing about the Dunning-Kruger Effect. So just like any other online game, there will be trolls, there will always be newbies, there will be toxic players, and there will always be quitters, rage quitters, and the like. All of these can be a pain to encounter, and there are certain actions and punishments for players who tend to be over-enthusiastic for the game. Report buttons are available, and player blocking options are there as well. However, most of the time, these features feel like placebo buttons and don't feel like they are doing much. I'd suggest for you to submit a ticket to their customer service, to Blizzard's customer service, if you feel that way, just like I do. I know I've sent a few emails to Blizzard in the past few months. It doesn't hurt to try. It's feedback, and Blizzard is always willing to consider our feedback. But of course, if there is an effect, there is always a cause. Mostly people will rage hard because they think they are better than they actually are, and they believe that they don't belong in a certain rank. While this may be true for some cases, in most cases players are giving in to the Dunning-Kruger Effect. Now, the Dunning-Kruger Effect is a cognitive bias where low-skilled individuals, in this case players, mistakenly assess their ability as much higher than it actually is. Over my many years of online gaming, I've seen so many players who suffer from this cognitive bias, myself included. And it can be a difficult thing to overcome, but the trick to it is to humble yourself and always remember that you are not perfect or the best. In Overwatch, you may feel good about the 5 gold medals you gain during each game, or the constant play of the games you receive, and even your initial placement ranking, but may put you in a spot where you might think that you are really good or that you are better than other players. But always remember that if you keep thinking that you are better than other players with the mindset that you aren't making any mistakes, or if you're always blaming others for the loss, remember that you're restricting yourself from focusing on your own performance and your own mistakes, because you keep noticing the mistakes of others. You fail to notice your own mistakes, and that will lead you to limit yourself and your own growth. So, well, there will be players who will tell you to stay out of competitive if you are new, and I know I myself have told players the same thing, but it might actually be for your own benefit. You see, currently, new players are being placed in higher ranks than they should be. I've played with bronze tier players who actually have more knowledge and skill of the game than new players who are placed in gold. You might not believe it, but there are some gold tier players who don't even know that the payload can heal you, or how to deal with choke point strategies and such. This is mainly due to the fact that your placement matches are being judged based on your skill and not on how you strategize to win the game. And I must admit, how do you judge a player by strategy in a game that's based on ones and zeros? It's all about the numbers, right? It would be a very complicated task to track down how players strategize and synergize as a team. So my advice to new players, get some practice first in quick play. Learn the heroes and the maps, learn the different strategies for each map, and the combos you can create with each hero, especially the value of a good and well-balanced team composition, such as 2 tanks, 2 healers maybe. You don't need so many offensive heroes unless of course you're a 6-stack and you can make it work. One thing you can probably do is play your placement matches and then get your placement, but keep practicing in quick play, and then at the end of every week or every month maybe play a few competitive matches to check if you've improved. That way you won't feel so discouraged and angry about dropping in rank because you've been losing game after game and blaming others and getting all salty. I have friends who do this because they can admit to themselves that they aren't masters of the game yet, and they actually acknowledge the fact that they don't know everything yet, and they probably won't know everything until they're masters of the game. Always remember that repetition leads to mastery, so keep playing the game and keep practicing. Always remember that you are not the best and that there will always be room for improvement no matter how good you think you are. You may be better than other players, but focusing on their mistakes and trying to teach them to become better players or raging at them for being terrible isn't going to help you. You are the only constant in this game, especially if you solo queue, and you are the only variable that you can influence. It's better to focus on yourself than on the mistakes of others, and if you can do that, you'll find that you're becoming better at the game than before. You'll find that you've learned more about the game and that you've come one step closer to your mastery of the game. So here's a bit of advice, more advice. Every time you feel terrible about a match you've just been in, fight the urge to keep going on with hopes that the next game will make you feel better or the next game will be a win. Rather, stop playing Overwatch and play a completely different game, something less competitive. So that means no Dota 2, no Battlefield 1, no League of Legends or Paladins if you play that game. Instead of try playing a game that you can get your mind off of your horrible Overwatch match and just get rid of all the salt in your system. Maybe go questing in World of Warcraft or mindlessly kill demons and monsters in Diablo 3. Play Left 4 Dead and feel good about owning all those zombies, or maybe play some Payday 2, steal some gold wads of cash, or indulge yourself in a quest in Skyrim and just or even The Witcher 3 and just explore that open world. Create your new automaton in Fallout 4 or rob some convenience stores in GTA 5. It's up to you which game it is, as long as it makes you forget about the toxic match you had in Overwatch, because if you don't, when you play Overwatch again, all those feelings you had will just come back and it will hinder you from playing at your best performance. You will constantly be thinking that, oh no, this guy is not doing so well, and you'll be once again focusing on that player's mistakes instead of focusing on your own self and your own performance. It will also stop you from improving yourself, and you'll start to encounter a counterproductive state which you don't want to happen. Anyway guys, this has been Poch giving you advice on how to preserve the fun in playing Overwatch, because it really is a fun game if you know how to manage the salt, all the emotions, the stress, the pressure. So this has been advice on how to prepare your mind to make you a better player. I really hope you guys learned a few things from this video, and if you did, please go on ahead and like the video. It means a lot to me whenever you like my videos. In my own way, making videos is my own way of feeling good after I've had a bad game in Overwatch, and whenever you like the video I made, it makes me feel great knowing that despite the salt in my veins, I was able to help someone, I was able to create something nice. So I'll see you guys next time, and until then, stay frosty.